She thought she could steal glory. Karen's smirk as she pocketed the medal would haunt her forever. In the small town of Willow Creek, where everyone knew each other's stories, Karen Mitchell was the kind of woman who thrived on attention. She was the loudest at community events, always quick to boast about her charitable deeds, though most knew her generosity came with strings. At 45, Karen had built a reputation as the town's self-appointed queen, her social media filled with curated photos of her perfect life. But beneath the filters and forced smiles, she was a woman desperate for validation, willing to cross lines others wouldn't dare. It started innocently enough, or so it seemed. Karen volunteered at the local Veterans Center, a place where retired soldiers gathered to share stories and find solace. Among them was Colonel James "Jim" Harper, a 72-year-old Vietnam War hero who wore his Medal of Honor with quiet pride. Jim was a man of few words, his weathered face telling tales of sacrifice his lips rarely spoke. His medal, awarded for saving his platoon under heavy fire in 1968, was his most cherished possession, kept in a locked display case at the center. Karen, however, saw it as something else, a ticket to admiration she craved. Karen's obsession with the medal grew over months. She'd linger near Jim's display case, her eyes glinting with envy as she listened to visitors praise his heroism. She began dropping hints in conversations, casually mentioning her connection to the military, though her only tie was a distant cousin who served briefly. Her stories grew bolder, and soon she was spinning tales of family heirlooms and honoring veterans in ways that made others uneasy. Jim, ever polite, brushed off her odd behavior, unaware of the storm brewing. The mouth wand began to simmer when Karen started hosting fundraisers, claiming they were for veterans like Jim. She paraded around town, collecting donations and basking in the applause, but whispers spread that the money never reached the center. Volunteers noticed discrepancies: $500 here, $1,000 there, unaccounted for. Karen dismissed the accusations with a wave of her hand, calling her critics jealous haters. But her greed had a bigger target: Jim's medal. She began to believe that possessing it would cement her status as a hero in the community's eyes. Late one evening, after a fundraiser, she stayed behind at the center. With no one watching, she pried open the display case, her heart racing as she slipped the medal into her purse. The weight of it felt like power. The theft went unnoticed for days. Karen couldn't resist showing off her prize, wearing the medal at a town hall meeting, claiming it was a replica gifted by a grateful veteran. Her social media posts exploded with praise from strangers who didn't know the truth, but locals were suspicious. Jim, heartbroken when he discovered the empty case, said nothing at first, hoping it was a mistake. But when he saw Karen flaunting the medal online, his quiet demeanor cracked. He confronted her at the next community event, his voice steady but laced with pain. "That's not yours, Karen. Give it back." The room fell silent, all eyes on her. Karen laughed nervously, insisting it was a misunderstanding, but her lies unraveled as witnesses stepped forward, recalling her odd behavior around the display case. The tension escalated as the town turned against her. Karen doubled down, accusing Jim of being ungrateful and claiming she was protecting the medal for him. Her defiance only fueled the outrage. A local journalist, Sarah Klein, dug into Karen's past, uncovering a trail of petty scams, fake charity drives, exaggerated credentials, even a forged letter claiming she was a nurse during a crisis. The community, once charmed by her charisma, felt betrayed. Jim, however, didn't want revenge. He wanted his honor restored. He pressed charges, not for himself, but to teach a lesson. Valor isn't a prop. The Chow Trio erupted in the Willow Creek courthouse, a place rarely used for anything more serious than traffic disputes. The courtroom was packed, the air thick with anticipation. Karen stood at the defendant's table, her usual confidence replaced by a thin veneer of defiance. She wore a tailored suit, her hair perfectly styled, as if appearances could save her. Across from her, Jim sat in his wheelchair, his Medal of Honor recovered by police pinned to his chest. His eyes, once kind, now burned with quiet fury. The prosecution laid out the evidence. security footage showing Karen tampering with the case, bank records revealing she'd siphoned donations, and screenshots of her gloating posts. Each piece was a hammer blow to her facade. Karen's defense was a masterclass in delusion. She claimed she borrowed the medal to raise awareness for veterans, insisting she planned to return it. She painted herself as a victim, accusing Jim of exaggerating his heroism and the town of ganging up on her. The gallery gasped at her audacity, and even her lawyer winced. The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Eleanor Grant, leaned forward, her voice cutting through Karen's excuses. "You stole a symbol of sacrifice, Ms. Mitchell, and profited from it. You disgraced not just Mr. Harper, but every veteran." The room held its breath as Karen's face paled, her smirk gone. The fandame was swift and merciless. Judge Grant convicted Karen of felony theft, sentencing her to 3 years in prison and a $10,000 fine, money she didn't have after her scams were exposed. The courtroom erupted in applause as Karen was led away, her head bowed, no longer the queen of Willow Creek but a cautionary tale. Jim remained silent, his hands trembling as he touched the medal, now back where it belonged. Outside, the town buzzed with talk of justice, but also of lessons learned. Karen's fall was more than a legal victory. It was a reckoning for her years of manipulation. Her social media accounts, once her throne, were deleted, and her name became synonymous with shame. Jim, though scarred by the ordeal, found solace in the community's support, their donations rebuilding the Veterans Center stronger than ever. In the weeks that followed, Willow Creek grappled with the fallout. Karen's actions had exposed cracks in the town's trust, but they also sparked a renewed commitment to honoring true heroes. Jim, ever humble, used the attention to advocate for veterans, ensuring Karen's betrayal left a legacy of good. Her Fatia lonely cell and a tarnished name was a bitter reminder that stealing valor carries a cost heavier than any medal. What do you think? Did Karen's punishment fit her crime, or should justice have taken a different form? Share your thoughts on where the line between personal ambition and public betrayal lies.